Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Probably TMI podcast. It's your hosts, Shelby.
And Mads.
And we are here after we missed an episode last week, which we are so sorry about. There's just been so much going on in our lives lately.
Yeah, definitely.
There's been a lot of new things happening. Had to get the routine burp in there for the squad. How are you doing? How are things going for you?
Good. Busy as usual. Just got over being sick again. So I'm still a little,
Ooh, the congestion.
Yeah. So I got back from spring break, got sick again. So I'm just now getting over that. But other than that, I'm fine. Just another week in the life of a girl working,
Title of this episode, Week in the Life of a Girl.
Week in the life of a girl and working
girls.
But you
girls
had
in the week.
An exciting week. Something new happened.
I did, yeah. So I actually completed my residency at Starbucks. And if you guys didn't know, Mads and I both worked at Starbucks for quite some time.
And separated.
Yeah, when I lived back in New York with her, we worked at the same store for, I don't know, solid 5 months, 6 months before you quit.
I feel like it was like 6 to 8 months.
It was something like that.
I worked there for 2 years, and you almost hit 2 years too. So we were together for probably like a good 8 months of a year.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like we just never got scheduled. Like our boss knew that we'd be too powerful if we worked together.
Yeah, it was rare when Shell and I were scheduled together. I was usually scheduled early mornings. I feel like in the beginning I was a lot of early mornings, then you were the shitty afternoon shifts.
Yeah,
and then it kind of switched, and then I just had to quit because of school. So
yeah, it got really intense there for a minute, but yeah, it's been a lot of new exciting things going on for as far as jobs go. And that kind of leads us into today's topic with our job and our time working with Starbucks. And I'm so excited to start talking about this, you guys, because man, there is some crazy stories that we have to share, and we're just going to share our personal opinions about our time and what it was like working for Starbucks.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that work in food business, the not serving and just working in general at coffee shops or restaurants. I know everybody has their own taste on their horror stories that they experienced while working for the company. Yeah. So our list definitely does not fall too short, because we've gone through shit together individually. It was a time of our lives, to say the least.
It was a rough time. And now that we're both departed from Starbucks, I feel like it's the perfect time to talk about it. Yeah. And you can see I was so excited to talk about this because I literally quit last week. Yeah. And now I'm like, let's make this episode. Let's go in. Let's dig into Starbucks. And we're ready for it. But before we go in to that topic, I wanted to talk about some of the hate that we've been receiving online recently.
You guys, apparently we're just so popular now. We started to get our first hate comments on our TikTok, was it?
It was TikTok. Yeah. We've been under some heat on TikTok. We've been posting just basic videos, right? We'll just be posting our reels on there.
Yeah.
And I got into some beef with this 10-year-old girl for one of my I stitched a video. Basically, this girl was doing a cheer, and she had a tag, the tag of her shirt was still attached. And by the way, if you don't follow us on TikTok, go follow us over there at Probably TMI Pod. You can see the back and forth for yourself. So anyway, this girl has a tag, and it's massive. This is a Lululemon tag on her shirt, and she's doing a little TikTok with it. So I stitch it, and I'm like, hey girl, love what you're doing. Just wondering if you're going to take the tag off. Are you going to take that tag off? Just let me know.
Just a curious girl asking a curious question.
Exactly. I was just curious. I needed to know, are you planning on keeping it? Is that the new trend that the kids are doing, keeping the tags on their clothes? And some girl, I think it gave me the vibe that the girl who commented on that video was the girl's friend.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, not even the girl you stitched commented at all from anything. It was, I think it was someone that, because she was the same age. I clicked on her profile and she was also like maybe like 12. So
they were both cheer girls.
Mhm.
And what did she say to me? She was like, she said
like,
nobody asked.
Yeah, she's like, nobody asked. And then she was like you're a grown woman, like commenting on a young girl's like post, like grow, like, you know what I mean? Like, be mature.
No, she didn't say that. Oh,
Oh.
wait, no, she didn't say that. She said, nobody asked. I said, technically I did. And she's like, well, have fun with your 10 likes. That's what she said.
What did that even mean?
Because the video itself got only 10 likes. And it's like, we haven't blown up yet, you guys. Like, we are still like,
we're just posting.
We're trying to be consistent and doing like, this makes us happy. And we're just posting on TikTok. And she's like, have fun with your 10 likes. And it's like, okay, yeah, thank you.
She was so bothered that we asked a question on someone else's TikTok.
I could have came in with some heat, but I decided just to like the comment and move on.
And then you put like little heart emojis under her comment.
Did. I'm like, that's so cute. Like, yeah, it was just kind of funny. And then what was the other one that we posted that got
the other hate? One was another reel that we posted, and it was like you yawning. And this man commented, he was like,
this grown man,
no, not everyone needs a podcast.
It was literally, I like could understand if we posted a TikTok like with one of us sharing our opinions and it being controversial. This was literally me yawning and Mads being like, it's okay. Like, if you guys have seen that TikTok, like, it was just funny. It was just something to post. And this guy's like, not everybody needs a podcast.
We're like, okay. But we got back up for that one. Our friend Joey backed us up, which was nice.
Oh, Joey came in with the fire. He was like, I love Joey for that. He got in there.
Yeah, he said something along the lines of like, and here you are like commenting on other people's thing, like doing what people, commenting about what people like to do, like their hobbies or something like that. It was something similar to that, right? Like something.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, basically. and it's true. Like if you know, if you don't like something you see online, I have seen a lot of shit online where it takes something out of me not to comment. But I'm like, I don't need to. They're already getting enough backlash.
And I just move on.
Keep moving on. Like like people can be brutal. People will tell you like, you know, people will comment under people's stuff like as if it doesn't actually impact them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's mostly men that we're getting hate from, which is quite curious.
Yeah, I remember like, I know we addressed another one like a while ago. It was like on one of our YouTube shorts, which was another like grown man like commenting from like a throw up emoji.
You remember? Okay, so this short was we were talking about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber and the drama going on, and I was like, imagine you get divorced from Jay Beebstone, that bag, and then the guy was like, is that all you women care about? Is the money? And it's like, in that situation, absolutely.
So to basically sum it up, we've gotten hate from 3 grown men and 1 like 12-year-old girl. So
yeah, I think
is
that's
it
a
valid?
good ratio.
I don't know.
I think we're hitting the right demographic, if you ask me.
It's like not like, you know, our age, like girlies, like just being like, what are you doing? It's more like the younger audience and then grown men who have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you know, like in the beginning, people don't like take off on podcasts unless you already have a following somewhere else. Like it is incredibly hard to get started on a podcast because so many people are in the game, you know?
Yeah. Just like any other, like any social media job, like trying to start up a TikTok, trying to start up a YouTube channel. Like I've had a YouTube channel probably since I was like, I don't know, how old have we been since we like, I know like you've
15.
Had like seriously, like pre-high school, almost like freshman year of high school. And like I don't post on there anymore because that's just, that time is not for me anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
Lately. But like I only have like 50 subscribers. It's like, but some of these people have been like doing it forever. And I don't know. It just, you know,
it does suck. It did suck because it kind of brought up this like kind of insecurity for me because I'm like, damn, like we have been in the game for a while.
Not everyone needs a podcast one definitely hit a little bit.
It did because
like, it's true.
Because okay, listen, like we know that
Mm-hmm.
Like
We
going
know.
in, we know that going into having a podcast, we were like, we are just like, what sets us apart from everybody else? Really nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going in the podcast just because we like to do it. So
Yeah.
leave us alone.
Yeah.
Let us do it. Follow us if you like us. If you don't, like we get it, you know?
It's not like we're like getting paid to like get more people
No.
to follow us. Like we're just literally talking every week and
Hmm.
just happen to be recording it and just post it on the internet. So it's
Exactly.
really not that deep until we get a following and we start getting those, making it big, then it'll matter more, but we don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know exactly like you said, you've been posting on YouTube for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been making just casual videos and it's just
Hmm.
fun. It's because we genuinely like it. Mads has loved to edit videos. She loves
Hmm.
editing
Yeah.
and I love filming and editing's okay. But like we just like what we do on here.
Hmm.
Like this is a good creative outlet for
It's a
us.
hobby. Like
Yeah.
it's a hobby. Some people like to knit sweaters. Some girlies like to have a podcast with their best friend.
Some people like to collect ants and put them in a little glass jar.
Yeah, some people like taxidermy. Some people like to visit morgues.
Some people like to go walking around cemeteries at night.
Yeah, exactly. It's normal. Like everybody have their thing, have their little niche.
Their niche, yeah, absolutely.
Is it niche? I said niche.
Everybody has their niche.
Everyone has their niche,
Well,
guys.
that word is fucked because it has a Z in it. Niche. No, does it?
Mm-mm. I think it's NICHE.
CHE? Where'd the T
Yeah,
come from? Niche?
niche, niche. I don't know. That's probably like an animal term.
That's our niche.
Mm-hmm.
We just shared one brain cell in that entire like 5 minutes that we were just anyway.
Yeah.
So let's get into the Starbucks thing. I'm really excited to talk to you guys
Mhm.
finally, like without hesitation about what it was like working at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So were you relieved when you quit?
Yes and
Mm-hmm.
no. Like I started working for Starbucks like during COVID times, like right. I think I got hired November, no, October. I think I remember my interview was on Halloween of 2020.
That's
So
right.
I got hired like at the end of 2020, so like still like really like bad into COVID. And my time since then, like coming to an end, I've had three different managers altogether. So it was definitely like
Mm-hmm.
it was never there was never really consistency in the store, which was like one of the reasons I was happy to leave, just because things had just gone downhill. But before my job there, I like really wanted to work for Starbucks. Like I worked at this
She
ice cream
did.
shop. I worked at an ice cream shop down on the beach, and I like part of my job was being a barista, and there was like an espresso machine. I love doing it, and I applied to like all the Starbuckses in our area before I finally got hired, and like I was so excited for it because I love doing like coffee stuff. Like it's you can go on my TikTok and you see me just making random coffee videos. Like I just always loved like creating like coffee. So I was so excited when I got the job.
Not
But
to mention, you scoured the town for a job because nobody was hiring at Starbucks.
yeah,
So you
because it
were
was
really on
COVID.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was either trying to get work at Starbucks or be a nanny because it was like COVID time, so no one was really hiring. And finally I got a call back from Starbucks, and then I like had an interview like the next day and I was hired on the spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but originally rounding back to your question, am I relieved I left? Yes. One, because it was just my time and like I finished college, I was starting my career, so it just made sense for me. But on the other side of it, it was kind of a hot mess. So yes, I am relieved that I left. And I know you
It
can
was. Yeah.
agree to a lot of that.
Oh my God. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was one of those people who preferred to go to Dunkin' because ordering at Starbucks was way too difficult for me.
Uh-huh.
Like there's too much to it. So I liked Starbucks, but because Mads would order for me and I'd be like, what do I get? And
Yeah.
so I was hesitant about working there
She
because
would
I
call
was
me
like,
she'd call me in the drive-through. She'd be like, what do I get?
yeah, I'm like, wait, how do you order this?
I'm like, I got you, girl. I'm like, I'll like type it in the quotation marks. This is what you say. Can I please have a?
Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot to it. There
Yeah.
is a lot to it, but yeah, I mean, every store is different with Starbucks, but I will say, like, if you are in like high school, Starbucks is a great job because you can come in after work or after you go to school,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's easy peasy for like if you do like a four to close,
Yeah.
close, not clothes, four to close,
Mm-hmm.
it's super easy. But if you work in the morning, afternoon, it's a whole different animal. It really is. People are crazy for their coffee.
People are like, they dehumanize the hell out of baristas. Like, I know we have both experiences multiple times. It's like a different world of a draining of a job, because you could
Totally.
work, like, it was, the nice things were like, if you worked open like 4:30 in the morning until like 8:39, like that seems like okay, nice. But it, even those 4 hours, it
Oh my
is
God.
so extremely like toxic on your body and just like your mental stability, because you are moving literally 20 miles an hour because it is so busy in the morning.
Yeah.
It was so exhausting, and your body would hurt so bad because you're just on your feet, and then you would smell like milk. It's just
Milk and coffee all day. And not to mention, Starbucks is so ergonomically incorrect. Like, imagine you're standing up at your espresso bar and you have to bend down for jugs of milk like every 5 minutes. Gallons of milk up and down. And then you can't keep the milk out. You're not supposed to. But you do, obviously, because you can't just make a latte, put the milk back in, and make another latte, take the milk out. Like, you're not going to do that. But I would leave, like, I swear I have permanent arthritis in my hands, or like my thumbs, they're fucked up, and my back and my legs.
And
I
that's
didn't
like,
even need to work out after a shift. I was
and like
so
that's
exhausted.
adding also like burns. I have burns all over my arms for working
Oh my
ovens.
God.
And same with ovens, when you needed to get something to heat up because everything was frozen, you would have to bend down out of the fridge, grab the stuff, put it in the oven, which is, first of all, that's more bending down, which is bad for your back and your body. But
Yeah.
like going up and down when there's a hot oven open in front of you is just all kinds of dangerous.
Oh
like,
yeah. We also had a manager who was like impossibly tall. And when he came in, every manager does this at Starbucks. They come in and then they decide this whole store is wrong. We need to reorganize everything about the store.
Yeah.
And so we had this manager that was so tall, and he moved like everything to the very top of each counter. So like you'd have to get a ladder or like literally go on your tippy toes and reach all the way up to get like a heavy box of like tea or like something.
Yeah.
It was just all wrong. So I was telling my manager this when I moved. I'm like, Starbucks really needs to consider getting their employees like monthly, like not psychiatry, monthly where do you
Like,
go, like when they crack your back and stuff?
oh, chiropractor.
Yes, chiropractor or massages, because
Oh my God.
if you're like, I'm 23 going on 24, my body has aged at least 5 years just from working there.
Like, you wouldn't think it would be that taxing on your body. Like, oh, okay, you're working at a coffee shop. That's chill. Not when it's Starbucks. Not when it's the #1 coffee chain in the entire world, because it's in every freaking country.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different. Like, it's just like, I wish we were exaggerating, but we're not. Like, I'm sure every barista could, if you're watching this, could agree, or
Absolutely.
our old coworkers could agree the same thing. It's just, that's just how it is.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you quit because of school.
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah. I quit. I could have kept Starbucks. Like, I could have been a shift lead, moved up, whatever. I quit because I physically had no patience left for working there. It got to such a bad point with me working there where I would get in a bad mood. It would ruin my day working like peak, they call it, like when it's super busy, like working peak.
Yeah.
I would get so impatient and nasty because these people order the most chaotic drinks you've ever seen. And then you like, they're so picky. Customers are so picky. Like, I literally had somebody come through drive-through and be like, can I get caramel drizzle around the cup? And make sure you do it 5 times. Okay. I need you to drizzle 5 times around the cup. Like stuff like that. And it's like, I have 45 other drinks I need to make. And you want me to double check I'm swirling your cup with caramel 5 times?
I blame like social media for that, honestly. Like all of these like drinks. And I like, everybody's like, well, that's your job. It's in your job description. But be a decent customer and like make everyone's life a little bit simpler, because I get it. It is expensive, and that's not our problem that it's expensive. That's
Yeah.
take that up to corporate that you're making an $8 drink, but like it's
Yeah.
not, it's too much, especially during peak. Yeah, the 7:30 to like 8, 9:30. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. And it's
And
not like if they're kind about it and they're not so like rude about it, I'm gonna make the best, most beautiful drink for you. You know what I mean? If they're like being kind about it, if it's extra, whatever, if I have time for it, like it doesn't bother me. It's where the people are so demanding and they definitely like treat you like you are like a working ant. Like they could not care less like that you are a human behind the screen, like taking their order. Like
yeah.
that's the shitty part. That's the part where it's like, yeah, it is in my job description to make whatever customized coffee you want, but it's not in my job description to be treated like a piece of shit.
Yeah. No, of course. And people, and what always got me was people would come in to get coffee in the morning and then be like, "Where's my drink? I'm late to work." And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, so that's actually your fault that you
Mm-hmm.
came to get an iced coffee 10 minutes before you're supposed to be at work.
Yeah.
Like, that is not our problem.
And it says, and that would be usually like mobile orders, like people that would order ahead, where it tells you how long it will take based on how busy we are. That we were. Like, I keep on like thinking like I'm talking like we work there now, but it would give you an estimate of like 9 to 12 minutes, 6 to 9 minutes. People
Yeah.
would come in like they'd press the like complete their order in the parking lot, come in
Mm-hmm.
depending where their drink was because they were late. I'm like
Yeah.
nine
Yeah. And
plus, like do the math. Like that does not make sense.
people would do that in the drive-through too, which, by the way, I know we used to do that. It sucks.
Yeah.
If you are going through the drive-through and like Friday morning or something, like obviously Starbucks is going to be busy, and you place your mobile order in the drive-through, I hate you. You
Yeah.
suck. Because like obviously we have to push your drink forward,
Mm-hmm.
because
Because you can't back up your drive line, the drive
right,
time.
because usually you'll have a bar for drive-through, an espresso machine for drive-through, and an espresso machine for deliveries, cafe orders, and mobile orders. So we have to pluck all the stickers out to find your mobile order and put it in the drive-through thing. And then we have to rush that one. And then people get pissed off. They're like, "Where's my drink? I ordered my drink like
Where's my
however long
drink?
ago. Where's my drink?" And it's
Where's my
like,
drink?
and oh my God, I had a grown man like the last week that I worked at Stars. And he was like, I like got one of his drinks and I made it. And I'm like, "Here you go." And he's like, "Where's my other one?" I'm like, "I'm going to get started on that next." Okay. And so I'm finishing making this Frappuccino. And then I'm go back, I hand the Frappuccino out to whoever was in the cafe. And he's like, "Where is my drink? You just said you were making it and you're not. Why did you lie to me? Now I'm running late to work." And I'm like, "Okay, let me find your sticker, grown ass man with an attitude. Let me like," and then I couldn't find a sticker. And I'm like, "I don't see you here." And he's like, "Why did you lie telling me that you were about to make
Oh
my
my
drink
gosh.
when you didn't have my ticket?" And it's like, okay, then what did you order? Like, get out of my face. You are like 45 years old
Mm-hmm.
and you're so pissed off about a coffee. And it's like, you just forgot to order it. Like, it's always your fault. It's not our fault.
It's
Like, it's
that
always the
happens
customer's fault.
so much. They think they order like 5 drinks, but like you look at their sticker and it says how many they order, and they only order
Mhm.
2, and then they yell at us because they didn't complete their mobile order for the rest of their drinks.
Yeah. Also, PSA for people going in drive through, please don't order more than like 4 drinks. People would come through a drive through and order like 8 Frappuccinos, and Fraps take at least 5 minutes each because I know all y'all getting these Frappuccinos, you're modifying them and they're so head ass of a drink, and they'll do that and they'll go through the drive
Yeah.
through, and that backs the drive through up and makes
I
everybody want to die.
even like me not even being like an ex-barista, like that's just like human that I wouldn't do that because I know that
Right.
that's stressful on the person that the robot that's making my coffee because we're
Right.
robots.
Right. It's just, it's insane. And I don't know. I just felt like my patience was just
Yeah,
so
it's tough.
thin.
You can only
I,
be like shut down so many times at a job. And like that's not
right.
even like that's just customer wise. Just the company too is just it's extremely taxing and they expect a lot from their workers for I mean, I know recently they got a raise, but there's this whole like Starbucks union and how they're walking out because they're not treated fairly. It's just there's a lot with the company. So
for you, you said that it was like the customers that bothered you, not the drinks.
yeah.
For me, it's the opposite. I can just tune people out. I don't care.
Yeah.
The drinks would piss me off because I don't know if it was like, it's like a state to state thing, but I swear people in Arizona order the most head ass drinks I've ever seen. Like people asked for blended caramel macchiatos.
Ugh.
Right?
Just order a caramel frappuccino with some vanilla.
They'd ask for blended caramel macchiatos, and then just like you have like you take a latte and you just make it so complicated.
Yeah.
Like, and it takes like 6 minutes to make your drink.
When it's supposed to take us like technically like we're supposed to be making 2 drinks. We're supposed to be queuing 2 drinks at a time under 2 minutes. So that's a drink a minute. Like, so when it has 18 extra steps, we get blamed for that. And then we're being yelled at on why it's taking us so long. Yeah. But like, how is 2 hands humanly possible to do something so extravagant in such a short amount of time?
Yeah. Cause it's like each drink. So imagine that you're a barista and you have 10 drinks to make. Okay. The first one, it's going to be like a latte, upside down, extra ice, caramel drizzle, sugar-free vanilla, blonde shot, triple shot, make it swim, caramel drizzle on top, vanilla sweet cream, cold foam.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a lot, right? But that's just a normal drink. And then you have to make that and somebody's yelling at your face to make it. And then you have to go to the next one that looks just like that. It's like, I can't do this anymore. Like I physically cannot make your drink. And not to mention people, management, like shift leads who like run the floor, they always put the strongest bar on peak. And I was a strong barista.
Me too.
So they'd put us constantly on bar. So we'd never get a break from it. We always had to be placed on bar.
Our management at our specific store that we worked at together, they would purposely make our shifts just under the amount of time where you would get a 30-minute break. So we would work a 5.75, so just under a 6. So the only time we would get is a 10, which
one 10-minute break
is a 10-minute break. And usually, because Shelby and I would work peak and we work mornings a lot, we weren't allowed to even go on our 10s like in the middle, like a normal shift. Like you would balance it out where you have your 10 in the middle, so you have that balance of the first half and the second half. They wouldn't give us our 10s during the peak. No. We would have to wait till the end after peak, which is like 30 minutes before we went home. So we were on that bar for almost 6 hours straight. Like it's just
literally you said it, because you go home and you feel so drained. So drained because you've just made the worst drinks possible. And for like 6 hours straight with no break.
Mornings were tough. Like tough.
And then the afternoon crowd, they were a whole other beast. I don't know I even saw it when I worked in Florida and in Arizona. The afternoon crowd at Starbucks is bizarre.
They're weird.
It's
like those people that like, I get like they don't work. I mean, so they're just coming in and this is like their only human interaction of the day. And they just choose to be ugly. Like at least in the morning, you have that mix of like your regulars that you're happy to see and that you have their drinks ready to go. And they are pleasant and they say thank you and they're appreciative, but it does not outweigh all the bad ones. But at least you had a little bit of variety in the morning. Whereas like going into the afternoon, like after 10 o'clock, it just gets like weird and time goes by so slow. So it's like those like 10 to 4s. Yeah, it's 4 hours, which doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it
feels like an eternity.
Terrible.
Oh, it felt like an eternity. And like, I don't know why afternoon crowd were mean.
Yeah.
I like misheard a lady one time. It was like 2:30. Yeah. And I misheard what she said. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And then she yelled at me and was like, when you like repeat something, but you yell it to be a bitch.
I meant to say this and like that kind of
just like that.
So rude.
And I was like, okay, I heard you that time. Thanks. And then after I checked her out, she's like, hope you have the day you deserve. I'm like, you
I'm
too.
condescending. Oh my gosh. Let me sip my Starbucks real quick.
Yeah, for real.
Cheers.
Like we're just like, I mean, it's not even like we're talking shit. We're just talking about the reality of it.
Yeah. like what just mainly just the customers. Like it's just, I mean, there's, you know, there's a whole other side of Starbucks corporate that we can go into, but our mainly like our time there, I feel like is definitely customer focused on our most of our
Oh
bad
yeah.
interactions.
I feel like customers, like for a modification, you should only be able to make 4 modifications to your drink
Mhm.
because these drinks get really insane. They really do.
I just that just reminded me, I was gonna say something earlier, but like if you travel to like Italy, France, anywhere else, they'll look at you and be like, what? No, like we're not doing that. Like you're gonna have a
Yeah.
cappuccino and you're gonna have a latte or a shot of espresso. Like you're not gonna give us
Hmm.
15. They'll be like, no. But of
Yeah.
course, we had to do it because that was in our job description to
Yeah.
satisfy and do all the customizations.
Yep. And it's like, y'all, do you know you're paying 75 cents for caramel drizzle and then $1.25 for your vanilla sweet cream cold foam
Crazy.
and then
It's
85
crazy.
cents for your flavoring? Did you know that?
And now they like bumped up the stars. Now it has to be 200 stars for a free drink. Like it is insane. Like
Hmm.
like the company, like if oh, it's a lot.
Yeah. And it's expensive. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, even though the drinks pissed me off in
Hmm.
a way I can never explain, you just have to feel it. Even though they pissed me off, I would still try and make it the best I could because I
Yeah.
know that it's expensive and
Yeah.
you get what you want to get. That's fine.
Yeah. That's why I didn't mind it. It was just when they had a nasty attitude about it. That's where it was just like, is this even worth it? Because I enjoyed making like pretty coffees, like a fun latte with like foam and like I'd make the drizzle pretty. That was if I had like time and I wasn't like working like a dog during peak. You know what I mean? Like if it was like more chill of like a Tuesday morning instead of like a Friday. Like I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Like it was fun to like do that because you're crafting something. But it came to the point where it was just you get taken advantage of and it's like it completely ruins like the fun
Yeah.
of getting that kind of job.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Well, luckily, like now that I've had the experience I did have at the drive-through,
Oh yeah,
the cafe store we worked at was a cakewalk.
yeah, we didn't have a drive-through at the store that we worked together at. It was
We
just a cafe, like a standing building.
Yeah, and then I moved to a drive-through and
Hmm.
that is a whole different beast. Like literally it is like how do you expect? And then also you don't get scheduled enough time. You have to earn the amount of drinks a store makes is how they
Hmm.
earn hours for their partners. So if people aren't coming in and like ordering enough drinks, then you're
Hmm.
not getting help. And that's just assuming that you're not going to be busy. So we'd be
Yeah.
like so busy with like 3 partners and it's like impossible and you just want to cry and like throw up.
There's about, if I can count correctly in my brain real quick, there's at least at our store that we worked at together, 2 people on bar, 1 person on cold bar if you're lucky, a person
If
on
you're lucky.
handoff, which hands off things, person at register, person at
Ovens.
ovens, and then a support. How many is that? 6?
Yeah.
We would maybe have 4 people for peak on like a busy morning. Like
Maybe. That's if we're
maybe.
lucky.
And that's if someone didn't call out because people started to call out all the time. It is so hard, like working that like if you're on like machines and like having to do so many other things, like oh I just like it like triggers me, like it brings me back to like those busy afternoons where they wouldn't think that we would need a lot of partners on, and then it would get
Mm-hmm.
busy, we'd have like a rush at on a random like 1 p.m. day, and then it's like there's 2 people out because there's other people cleaning in the back or like doing other stuff, and it literally you wanted to cry. It sucked. It sucked. Okay, guys, I really want to say the story before I forget it. So, and this will like wrap up what we're talking about because you guys don't want to listen to us do this
Mm-hmm.
for so long. So we'll finish it up.
We're just over
But
here like absolutely fuming.
yeah, we're just like getting heated we're like feeding off of each other.
We're reliving the moments
Literally, it's like bringing us back to our 2 years of our life wasted.
of hell.
But basically, I think it was like a busy morning, and usually at Starbucks, the busy mornings are like Thursday and Friday. Like, right? I feel like that was usually our busiest mornings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it was one of those days, obviously, and it's busy and the cafe's full. So, you know, there's people just standing around watching you make drinks, just watching everything, just standing there. This lady does like she comes in for a mobile order, right? And she gets her stuff and then she like looks in the bag and she was like, where's my like trail nuts? And we're like, what? They're like, wait, she's like, where's the fruit and nuts? And you look in the bag and she has her fruit and nuts. Like it's like it was like a dried fruit and like there was nuts and then it was like cinnamon sugar that came with the oatmeal, right? And she was like yelling at us, like, I asked for these specific nuts. The last store did it for me. Like, I called and made sure you had it. You said you did. And we're like, okay. I mean, maybe it was a different day, but that morning no one had called to ask about nuts. Okay. She's like, the store last week gave them to me. Like, where are they? Like, I specifically want them. We problem solve, because we're like, okay, we're looking at the toppings for this oatmeal, right? This stupid freaking oatmeal that is $5 for oatmeal for no reason. And there's like, okay, there's the sugar, there's fruit, and there's nuts. Like, that's it. So we're like showing her, like, these are the toppings. She's like, no, 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 no. So basically she says this other topping, and then finally, like, some support comes out from the back to help us, like a shift lead or someone that wasn't, helping out. They come out. I don't know who it was. I wish I could remember. And he or she was like, oh, like, we discontinued that topping like over a year ago. Walks out, like, pissed off, like, never coming back here again. She got so mad at us for discontinued nuts. So there's no way that she got those nuts at a different store, that because it maybe, okay, discontinued a month ago. Maybe they sell a box of it, but this was like over a year that specific nut pack was discontinued. And she was so mean and so nasty. Like, even like the other like customers in the store, like, saying they were like, because she was just being so nasty. She wasn't being nasty to me. I think it was one of our sweet girls that was on register that would, get all the heat. But oh my gosh, I just remembered that story and I had to share it because it was just like embarrassing for her. It was like this, like, maybe like in her 30s, like wearing like a nice work outfit, but like she was so nasty. And I'm like, how can you be so nasty to someone like that? It was just, that's like one of like the main stories that I remember that I wanted to share. Like, that was one of the, because when I start to feel confrontation with the customer, if I feel some tension, I'm like the one that'll like hide. I'll go to the back for a minute, or I'll like not pay attention. I'll turn around because it brings me anxiety, because like I feel like we've experienced such harshness from these customers that it literally like makes you like nervous. I would
like anxious.
like anxious. Like, I would be on bar. I think I probably heard like an interaction between you and a customer, interaction from like one of our other friends that we worked with and a customer. And I'm not part of that conversation, but I'm on bar and like I start shaking and I get uncomfortable because they are so degrading to us. It sucked. So I am glad I'm out of that environment, because it was hard. You went home and you're like, I don't want to go back tomorrow because people are so mean.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you didn't feel supported from your company with people being that mean to you. It was kind of just like, that's how it is. Like, you just gotta say, okay, have a great day. How can we make this better for you? But it was hard. It's because we are human. We're not coffee robots.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these, yeah, I think that was me. I remember we were on bar together and somebody started like screaming. They were like, people will come up to you while you're on bar and they'll be like, where are my egg bites? I think this was the story. Mads and I were on bar and some lady walks up to me and is this
is a different story, but yeah, it's like the same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the nut lady, but this is a different girl who comes in. She's waiting there for like 10 minutes, the same as everyone. And I'm not afraid to like talk back to somebody. This woman is like, where are my egg bites? And I'm like, I don't know. I am clearly making coffee. Like, these people see that there is somebody on the ovens and they come to the baristas on the other side of the room. Where's my food? I don't know, lady. What's your name? Genevieve. Okay. One quick sec.
Do we have egg bites for Genevieve? Like,
they'd be like, yeah, coming up. And then she's like, I don't have time for this. I'm just going to go. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, this is just ridiculous. I'm like, cool. Do you want a refund? Like, calm, just trying to give them like basic answers to their questions. Do you want a refund? No, I don't have time for a refund. This is just ridiculous that I can't get my egg bites when I ordered them.
And I remember you were like, well, ma'am, like, in the time that we're having this conversation about a refund, your egg bites will be done. Like, I remember you saying something like that because they were in the oven. So like, it would only take like probably like 15 more seconds. While it's like, by the time she's yelling at you about how she doesn't want a refund, how she's not ever coming back, her egg bites would have been done already.
Well, people just want to bark at you. She was like, I'm like, I don't have a solution for you. She didn't want to wait for her egg bites. She didn't want a refund, but she still continued to stand there and just yell at me. And I'm like, actually, the amount of time that you just spent yelling at me, your egg bites are done. Have a nice
Mhm.
day.
Right.
And it's like, holy shit. But people will be like, I've been waiting. Like I had this one customer get so angry. They've been like, I've been waiting forever. And I'm like, so has everybody else in this
Mhm.
lobby. So has
Or
everybody
yeah.
else.
Or it's the ones that say that they've been waiting forever, and then you look at their ticket and they
And they
placed it like
just got
3.5 minutes ago.
there.
It's that too. Because like we can see when you place your order. Like we have an
Yeah.
iPad, we see it, technology, and then they're like,
And it's also
I
on the
ordered
sticker.
this 20 minutes ago, and it was like 10:15 and they ordered at like 10:12. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. I remember like I was applauded by one of our other coworkers because I really like let it rip on this one customer because she's just like, I've been waiting here forever. I have to go to work. And it was clearly a busy day. Like
Mhm.
you can see us behind the bar, like absolutely losing our
We're not
mind.
just sitting around, like we are busting, like we're sweating.
We are
like
busting.
Dripping onto the bar of sweat.
We are bussing. And I literally was just like, everybody else is waiting just like you. Everybody else. And then one of my coworkers just like was like, Shelby, when you said that, that was savage. And it's like, I wasn't even trying to be savage.
It's
I'm
just
being so
it's
real
just
with you.
real. It's just real. Like these, yeah, people don't have any empathy for anyone. It's sad that we come to a world where it's like this now.
Oh my God. I have one last story to share because this
Okay.
was a recent story that I had to laugh at this customer's face.
Okay.
So this
I don't know if
lady
you told me.
comes in. I didn't tell you this one.
Okay.
This lady comes in and she just orders like a Pike Place, just like a basic coffee, drip coffee with cream. Cool. Easy peasy. I get her the coffee, pour some cream in there, give it to her. She's like, thank you. Walks out. She comes back in and opens it. She's like, half of my coffee is gone. Half of this drink is like not. Where's my drink? And I'm like,
where's my drink?
Where's my drink? I'm like, I'm thinking like I filled it to the top and she came back in, opened the lid, and there was like no, like half of it was gone. So I'm like, okay, you probably just drank half of this and came back in.
Or like poured it into another cup or something.
Or poured it. Yeah. She comes back in and she was like, can you fill it up? I'm like, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I go in, fill it up, give it right back to her. Our coffee comes out of a spigot. So,
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like
take this spigot. Yeah. Just like a jug, you pour it in the cup and I gave it to her. She's like, what's all this foam on top? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, what are all these bubbles on top of the coffee? I'm like, I didn't even know how to explain to her when you pour coffee in a cup, like it bubble. There's some bubbles on the top.
Coffee is acidic. It's an acidic beverage. That's why it's like not good for you to consume a lot. It's acidic. And especially if you put cream in it too, the cream curdles almost because it's cold.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So it's like bubbling on top because first of all, gravity, I'm holding the cup here and the spigot's like 5 inches from above the cup. I'm pouring it. By the time it reaches the top, it's going to have a few bubbles on it.
Every beverage does that. Oh my God.
Right. So she's like complaining about the bubbles. And then she sees me pouring her a new cup of coffee to alleviate her concerns. And she's like, I gave it back to her. And she's like, did you just give me back the same cup of coffee? Like, were you lying to me? This is the same cup of coffee. You didn't make me a new cup of coffee. I'm like, literally, ma'am, you just saw me actually pour a whole new cup of coffee for you. How are you going to say that I didn't actually make you a new cup of coffee?
At your store, what like the one that you just left from, was it like similar to our store where the jugs of drip coffee was right behind the register? Like kind of like you could see it. It's not like the bar is kind of hidden, like where you do espresso because there's there's kind of a backsplash wall, but you could like see it. You could see. Yeah.
So this wasn't even at the register. This was at the handoff plane. So I was doing bar. This was at the handoff plane. And it makes it even worse because here, like if I'm working at the bar, I'm looking at the bar. To my immediate right is the handoff plane where she was standing. And to my immediate left is where the hot coffee was. And she could see me doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how? I've never had to explain why putting coffee in a cup could cause bubbles. I've never had to explain
grown adult.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want like coffee that's been sitting out like flat where it doesn't have any air like bubbles? Because that would be that'd be an old cup of coffee if it was just flat and not like good.
Exactly. And to make it worse, the customers will always say, they don't do that at the other store I go to. It's not like this at the other store I go to. This never happens. I've never seen that. I'm like, bruh, do you want me to like, I don't know what you want from me, girl. I'm pouring your cup of coffee. Like, this is a cup of coffee that you're viewing and you're looking at. This is coffee.
People it's the people that haven't experienced working in a situation like we did or did.
Yeah.
Like, it's the people that have never touched like any type of like customer service or any type of like item. It's like, it's sad.
Yeah, it is so sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
But that's just what you get into with customer service. And it's a job that I feel like everybody should endure to get a little bit of a backbone.
For real. Like, it changes the way, even like if you're a good person, it still changes the way that you treat those people, like in those servicing jobs. So you can tell when there's people that need to be humbled about it. Like, you go out to dinner with people that are extremely rude or like demanding. It's like, you just like, wow, you just haven't experienced that. And it's, I think it should be like a human, like legal obligation, just like jury duty, to be able to work in like a situation, like, serving customers. Yeah. Guys, we could literally like go on and on about our stories. It was only 2 years, but literally it was every week, just something new, exhausting and just detrimental to our mental health.
Seriously. Like, my thumb still hurts from all of the ice shaken espressos.
What's that? Burn.
A burn. Yeah. Yep. We really went through the ringer, but we won't. If I keep talking about this, I'm gonna break out into like a stress hive.
I'm saying the only good thing, the only time I was happy going in there is if I was scheduled with like you, with Mo, our old friend. Yeah.
It's all about the cast and crew. Really, they make the day a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
they do.
But anyway, I think we should move on to the next segment. If you worked at Starbucks, let us know if you have the same experience, if you loved it, if you hated it,
or if you worked with us. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey. Yeah, we
there?
Can
or
not. Yeah. Let us know if you worked at Starbucks, what your experience is like. And if you want, we can like talk about even more like management side, shift leads, our other, like, not customer facing. We can talk about some other stuff.
Like, seriously.
We really could.
Like, we really could.
There's a lot more we can get into, so let us know.
We're choosing to, okay.
We're choosing to be a little bit more vanilla about it this time.
Yeah, this time.
Okay, here we go. Here's the new segment. That's not really new, actually. We've been doing it for a long time.
Every week.
Actually, pretty much as long as we've had the podcast.
Yeah, literally.
It's not new at all. Here we go.
This is Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Dum dum dee dum. Dum dum da dum. Okay. Dum dum dee dum. Dum dum dee dum. Here we go.
Okay. Easter special. Let's go.
The Easter delight. Okay.
It's Easter Eve, guys. Happy Easter. All right.
Happy Easter, y'all. Go ahead.
It's me, by the way, guys. I don't know if would you rather, wait, did I do this one yet? Marry the person you lost your V card to, or stay at first job forever?
Oh, did we do that one?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I just remember writing it.
Okay.
So yeah, would you rather marry the person you lost your virginity to, or stay at your first job forever? I'd rather stay at my first job forever.
Yeah. Oh, well, you had a good first job.
I had a good first job. I worked down on Clearwater Beach. You guys know Clearwater Beach. We've talked about it before. It's the number one beach in America, apparently. But it was fun. Like, I worked with like fun people. It was a fun job. I scooped ice cream. I sold like beach food. I worked out on the sand. Like, it was fun. I really liked it. And I would definitely, like, probably not want to marry the person that was my first boyfriend, like my first real boyfriend. So I'm gonna pass on that one.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Love
you though. Not really. Okay. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I would have been stuck at Publix forever, which is okay. It was a pretty decent grocery store, but you can get stocks.
Yeah, that's a really great, like, growing. I know every store has their issues, but it's like a good company overall, like growing.
Good company. Yeah. If Publix is a grocery store. If you guys don't know what that is,
It's the grocery store of the
yeah,
South. That
it's a good grocery
it's the
store
best.
of the
Pub
South.
Pub subs.
Pub subs are the best. Okay, do you have a TMI this week?
I have a double one. They kind of go into each other because they happened like on the same day.
Say it, do it.
Okay, it's not really like that crazy funky crazy, but I was at work. All my embarrassing things happen at work because that's the only place I spend my time at is working.
Of course.
So I was up doing something, and then my kids were in the room, like we were just doing our normal routine. I came back to my chair. It's like one of those nice office chairs that has the arms in the back. It's like swivel. It's a desk chair. My ass misses the chair, right? So I'm going to sit down, and I guess like my arm, it was completely not underneath my body, and I fell straight on my butt, like on the ground, and like behind me. So like my desk is in front of me, and then behind me is like drawers, like organization drawers where I keep papers and like the printer and the cart, office supplies. My back slams into that. And then, but it wasn't like embarrassing because they're so little. It was more like, are you okay? Like, instead of like, they weren't like laughing at me, but like, I was like, so like, it sucked. And then the same day, outside on a picnic table, I was sitting down on the picnic table, and then I sat up, or like I stood up, and then it's wood, so it like ripped my jeans in the back. Yeah.
So your undies were showing?
No, it was like my thigh. So it was like, my back of my thigh, the back of my leg.
Yeah.
So like you could see like a little bit of my skin, but I just wore them for the rest of the day because I didn't have.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
But the chair one was a little bit more rough. That sucked. Because I slammed, like I like it was a hard fall. Like, you're sitting on a chair, and when you don't have the chair, it's a long way down. And then, I just slammed my body into all this office supplies. I'm like, oh my God. I like had to like reevaluate my existence for a minute. I was like, I'm good.
Oh my God. That would, I feel that. Like my ass tingles for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Falling on your butt hurts. It hurts really bad.
Ooh, it does. It really does.
What's your TMI?
I'm glad you're better now.
Thanks.
My TMI is that over the last week I got my period, and I don't know if anybody else sweats a lot during their period, but I do.
I feel like I'm going through menopause on my period.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, so heat flashes is a mess.
Yes, exactly. Like I'll wake up like drenched in sweat, basically. So I was working. I had like my blouse on, like my silk.
Your new job. Your
new job.
Yeah.
So working with new people.
5 days.
My silk button down shirt, whatever. And my armpits stunk so bad, like so bad. I didn't have deodorant. I didn't have anything that could cover the smell. And it made me so self-conscious. I'm like, everyone can smell my BO right now, because it was like hormonal BO.
Did you put deodorant on that morning?
Of course I did, but I'm like, I use like the Tom's unscented deodorant. So like, obviously it's, not gonna last all day. So I was like, damn, everybody can smell me. They think I'm stinky at my new job. And then also my first day of work because I'm training at a different office, and I had my first day at my actual office. So I'm like working there. And first of all, I didn't know what the vibe was going to be like. So I walk in, I didn't bring my water canteen in, like nothing, you know what I mean? I just had my purse. I didn't drink water all day. So, and I was talking a lot. So naturally my breath started stinking like shit. And so, my breath started stinking like shit. And my armpits started stinking a little bit too. Cause I was nervous throughout the day.
Yeah.
And so I was working up front, and I'm like doing stuff on a computer, and I had somebody like leaning by me to like tell me how to log people in. I'm like looking down, not trying to look at him to talk. And he's like, do you have any questions? And I'm like, nope, just looking straight down.
You're like tense, like not moving your arms.
I'm tense. Aww. Yeah. So I was like a little stinky girl my first like week of work.
Well, you need to get like a mini emergency kit with like a little mini like perfume and a little mini.
Oh, I'm going to. That will not be happening again. I'm going to keep deodorant in my office and perfume because I can't go through that. That like is such a bad feeling when you stink.
It is.
You're like, everyone can smell me. And, most likely they can't smell you.
Right.
But I'm like, everyone can smell me.
Yeah. Like if you can smell yourself, other people can probably smell you too. Yeah, that's just a general
Yeah.
PSA for everybody out there. If you can smell yourself, fix that because other people can smell you too.
Other can people, absolutely. And I had to wear like a thong, obviously, because I'm on my period. I don't want it to leak through my jeans because heavy flow girl over here. And so like my thong was like riding up my ass and I had to like,
you're just
uncomfortable. You know, when you have to like adjust it quickly, like take the, like kind of loop it out of your butthole. So it's not like floss. That's how it felt for me. And then,
oh my God,
I was just so uncomfortable, just like doing my best. And I would just like wait till like nobody was in the office with me and I'd be like, like it smelled like just to see if it's gotten worse, you know, just checking in. And it did progressively throughout the day get really bad.
Oh, you just want to like go home and like strip down, like take a shower.
I did. I literally did. Yeah. So
that
was my first week. But other than that, it was okay.
You looked cute. All your little corporate girly outfits were cute. I like them.
Thank you. To be honest with you, I got like everything from H&M, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Go there if you want to have that like girl boss corporate look. H&M's got all that shit, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's cute. You looked good.
Thank you. I got stains on all of my white blouses though.
From coffee?
Coffee, pen, period blood, a little bit on the cuff. Oops. What else? Salad dressing, balsamic vinegar. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. It's okay though. It's okay.
Yeah, you're good. Next week's gonna be even better.
I literally am packing my deodorant with me. Like I'm taking it with me now wherever I go.
Just like a little pack to just keep in your finger. Yeah.
Yep. I'm actually just gonna probably buy another one.
That's what I did. Yeah, I keep a whole like little pack, like a makeup pouch in my office in my classroom with like everything: a toothbrush, Tide to Go stick, deodorant.
Yeah, you have to.
Tissues when I cry. Yeah.
When I cry every day.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's what I need to do too. I'll get that shit going as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well,
so
here's to another week.
Here's to another week. Definitely it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for recording because we both have 9 to 5s now, well, essentially. So Fridays and Saturdays will be our day to.
Yeah, it's the time difference because Florida, we just went back on daylight savings. So now Shelby's not just 2 hours behind me. Now she's 3 hours behind me. So by the time she gets off work at 6, it's already 9 where I am, and I'm like getting ready for bed. So it's good. We're fine. Just letting you know.
We're fine. Just letting you know. Just definitely stay tuned. Obviously we love doing this, so it's going to be a priority for us to keep the podcast going and alive despite the hate. But thanks for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed.
I'm gonna put my hater blockers on.
Hater blockers. Oh, real quick, we did have a TMI that somebody sent in.
I screenshotted it.
We have a TMI that we have to share from one of our viewers.
Should I just keep the viewer like quiet, like not tell them who it was?
I don't know if they want their name to be.
Oh, we got 2.
So let's share them real quick.
Okay.
Before we go.
Their names?
I don't know.
2 complete strangers. Okay, first one, Vinny. He says, I was saying another dude sucks at ice skating, and then I busted my ass 30 seconds later. Nice. I was there for that.
Instant karma.
Very, very instant karma. C. Rushless says, drank water at the gym, picked up a heavy weight, regurgitated in my mouth. Had to swallow it. Smiley face emoji. Oh, girl, I've done that.
I wonder if anybody could like see you going through that process.
Like when you like take a big gulp and then you literally like it comes back up, but then you have to like swallow it back down.
And then just many times. Go back on the treadmill like nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
Wait, did she say she was at the gym?
Yeah, at the gym.
Okay. I was like, why did I just say treadmill? Interesting.
Picked up a heavy weight. So like picking up a heavy weight made her regurgitate her water that she just drank, and then she had to swallow it.
That's okay, baby. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your TMI, guys. Please keep sending them in. We love getting them from you guys to just, wallow in our self-pity.
Yeah, it makes us happy to know that you experience situations in life that we also experience.
pain,
Thank you.
agony, suffering, despair, embarrassment,
detrimental
humiliation,
events, life-threatening accidents,
death,
passing away.
We love relating with all of that. So keep us updated on that shit. All right, guys. Well, this is a little bit of a longer one, I guess, but you guys deserve it since we missed last week. We'll see you in the next one. Check us out on TikTok, probably TMI Pod, Instagram, YouTube, and we're available Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. Check us out there, and we'll see you guys.
See you in the next one week. Happy Easter also tomorrow if you guys
Happy
celebrate.
Easter.
He has risen.
He is risen. Hashtag he is risen. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.